Hi, everyone. Danielle and Matt Noyes here. Thanks for making the 1 Degree Outside Weather Network part of your daily routine, storms or sunshine.
If you enjoy these videos, we invite you to become a member at patreon.com/1 Degree Outside. Support our mission of continuing to bring accurate weather forecasts and science insights to one and all. First weekday of the month of April here. We'll take a look at the monthly forecast. First thing we've been hearing from a lot of folks here at 1 Degree Outside Weather Network is when is the last frost? You've got a while to go on that. Normally, you're talking about a late April date for last frost across a lot of southern New England, as early as mid-April on the Cape and the Islands and also in southwest Connecticut. And then it becomes May. The farther north you go through Massachusetts and the farther north you are still, it's late May in parts of northern New England. We don't see a lot of reason to think this is going to be different, at least not over the next month. In fact, things are going to be cooler than normal the way we see it for April. We'll dive into that here in a second. In terms of the last 30 days, we did not make normal precipitation across southern New England. That wasn't a surprise. Some parts of northern New England did, but much of the eastern seaboard was drier than normal over the past month. Now we look to the jet stream, and we talked about this in pattern predictions, the 2-week forecast yesterday by looking at the 500 millibar heights or average temperature through a big chunk of the atmosphere. So this time I want to look at jet stream for our monthly forecast. What I'm going to do is set things into motion, and over the first week of April, we do get a building ridge across the southeast and the Bahamas with plenty of warmth, and that does allow some of that warmth to ride northward at first. But notice a lot of energy digging down across the central United States. This, when I say energy, is represented by the colder air thrusting the jet stream south. You've got a trough that's digging in here. You do tap moisture out of the Gulf. That will increase the amount of rain that you get in the eastern United States. However, notice what else happens. The trough, the dip in the jet stream, the colder air digs back into the northeast while the ridge sets up out west. This is going to be the pattern, really, let's say from the end of the first week of April right on through the mid-month. And it may last even a little bit longer than that, because if we carry things out in the jet stream forecast to mid-month, you can still see the trough axis, that dip in the jet stream, somewhere either near New England or just east of New England. There is building warmth down across the southeastern United States, and that may at least get us closer to normal by the time we get to the second half of the month, but it would take until then. And by that time, a lot of the Northeast has already tipped the scale to go colder than normal for the month overall. There's the warmth that builds down to the south. You're probably near normal in a lot of the central and western United States. In terms of kind of the closer inspection here at home, certainly looks cooler than normal for a lot of northern, central, and western New England. Again, at the second half of the month, you may be able to make up for some lost ground and end up closer to normal for southern New England and the areas that you see here. But generally, Boston's normal high would be about 56, the low about 41. We're going to be pretty close to that, maybe just slightly below, depending on how much the warmth makes a comeback in the second half of the month. So that's a look at what we're talking about with regard to temperature. With regard to precipitation, I can show you that we still have a very active storm track that comes in with that trough, that dip in the jet stream, a lot of energy that comes with that, and the collision of colder air from the north with the warmth we looked at building to the south will cause thunderstorms and bouts of rain, and that's why you see a large area of above normal precipitation, which we do think will include here at home. Where the ridge builds out west, it's likely to be drier than normal for the month of April overall. If we do a closer inspection here at New England, again, we may be near normal from Boston down to the Cape. Normal precipitation actually is less in April than it was in March, about 3 2/3 inches in Boston. Will be close to, if not above normal for that. And a lot of the area that's colder than normal in New England also ends up wetter than normal by the time all is said and done as well. You can track every 14-day chunk with our 14-day forecast on our 1 Degree Outside weather app, totally free on the App Store and Google Play. You get all of our updates through that as well. Just make sure you've got location and notifications turned on. That's how it looks for now, but we'll have insights every day along the way to keep you posted on the deep dive into weather and pattern predictions every Monday, looking out 2 weeks at a time. See you again at 1degreeoutside.com.